Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Apocryphal Podcast, your one-stop shop for everything Friday Apocryphal and podcast. And boy, do we have a show for you today. Today, we are covering 2nd Baruch, chapters 21 through 29. And we're reading out of the Old Testament Pseudepigrapha, Volume 1, edited by James H. Charlesworth. Who's this section by? Well, some ancient author, ultimately, but who's the translator?
A.F.J. Klein.
A.F.J. Klein.
Yep.
Yes, I recall, because their last name is K-L-I-J-N.
J-N, yeah. Either way.
So, this background, what's this all about?
We're going to be talking about some end time stuff today.
Wow.
And this was the first picture that popped up when I typed in end times art on Google.
Wow. You know, that seems to be in fashion for our shows lately.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
Yep.
Also, it's always in fashion for me to pull images from Google.
Yes. Ha
ha ha ha. We are so funny, guys. We are so hilarious.
Yes.
But yeah, we're going to be talking about some end time stuff today.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
Again, right. We've had a few of these. So how many more can we have, right? Like, weren't we supposed to have one recently? Wasn't there like a recent end of the world?
Yeah, that's happening.
Oh,
yeah.
It's right now.
Oh yeah, all the people are like, ooh, the war in Israel.
Oh right, of course.
Gog and Magog.
I forgot that wars are intrinsically linked to the end times.
Yes, they are.
And when it's not the end times, there are no wars.
Well, you see, Lawrence.
Right.
The Jewish eschatology is that during the end times, Gog and Magog wage war against Israel.
And there's never been war against Israel before?
No.
No, this is the first time?
And
the first time anyone's ever come up against Israel?
There's an anointed one who is a son of David, a literal descendant of David, who is supposed to show up and lead the Jews to victory.
Hold on. Please tell me. Does Yahoo think that he is a descendant of David and he's...
I wonder.
I
wonder if Netanyahu literally thinks he's a descendant of David.
Was that the reference you were making?
No.
Oh, what was the reference you were making? Because that's what
I was
thought
talking
you were
about
saying.
the Jewish eschatology.
Oh, okay. I thought you were...
Anyways,
no,
the whole point
literal. Sorry.
is that they're fighting in a war. That's the end. So any war in Israel is the end times, Lawrence.
Okay.
All of them.
That's good to know.
And isn't it true? Isn't that where all of the apocalypses come from?
I mean, almost all of them.
Yeah. So pretty much, it is wars in Israel that lead to apocalypses. Yeah, not in the way that they think. In the way of producing literary works.
Right. It's called an apocalypse. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The one where it's just a vision.
Yeah.
Essentially from God. Yeah. Because that is what an apocalypse is.
Hasn't been one in a while. Hasn't been like a real good apocalypse that's come out.
Right. Yeah. We kind of need any newer good ones, right? I was reading recently. It wasn't an apocalypse, but it was very interesting, and I wanted to do some project on this. So I'm gonna butcher this pronunciation. I think I actually mentioned it last time. It was like the manual for witches, for identifying witches.
Oh, the Hammer of Witches?
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
Malleus
Maleficorum.
Yeah, Maleficorum, yeah. Or I forgot how to pronounce the first word. But yes.
Malleus.
That sounds so cool to like analyze.
Mm.
Did you?
A lot of it's about succubi.
Sure, fair enough. I feel like I said this here as well, but the story as to how it came about, because this guy lost a court case against someone he was accusing to be a witch.
Really?
Yes. This dude, I swear, this dude was like, okay, this person's a witch, and I'm gonna take her to court over it.
Whoa.
And he lost. And then he wrote a book on how do first of all, he wrote the book to be like, okay, witches are real. First of all, the Bible proves it. Also, here's why you should be afraid of them, and here's how to identify them.
And also, I wrote the book on them.
Right, I wrote the book on them.
Yeah.
So this dude was just salty. He was really salty about losing this case against someone who he thought was a witch.
Yes, and it was the second most read book at the time to the Bible. It's very interesting how that worked out.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it led to a lot of people dying.
That is true.
Like most things with the church.
Maybe they should just stop writing. Maybe that's where all the apocalypses went. They were like, we've done enough.
Yeah, they did stop writing for quite a while. They're
Right,
like, no more. I guess if you don't include the Mormons and the
Yeah,
Muslims.
That's true.
And all the rest of them, the Blavatskys.
Horrible. Absolutely atrocious.
Like,
but how about...
The more hidden the meaning of Second Baruch, the deeper the sacred knowledge.
Well, the thing is, Second Baruch seems to be fairly straightforward in a lot of what it's saying.
It is.
Yeah. So it's not really... So I guess there's no secret knowledge in here, right? Because it's very straightforward. Maybe that was
hidden.
It. Maybe that was the thing, though. Maybe in her mind, it was like, okay, if something is very explicit, there's no hidden knowledge because it's all explicit. But if something is very complicated, that means there's more that's hidden, right? It's as compared to one that's explicit.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Ban Blavatsky.
Maybe.
Yeah. Either way.
She was an interesting person.
Uh-huh.
She held seances.
Interesting is one word you can put on it.
She wrote books.
She did write books.
If you can call them that.
They're ridiculous.
They're like 1,000-page long. Like they're not accurate about any claim.
Seriously, like anything.
It's kind of incredible, actually. I was watching this propagandist, Islam Critiqued, right?
I think I've heard of him.
Yeah, I think I've shown you him before.
Yeah.
He's very interesting, but I never watch him for the content. Maybe some of it will be useful when we cover the Quran, but I don't really watch it for the content. I watch it because it's an interesting psychological study. Do you have any channels that you watch like that?
Yes, there is. There is this one dude who is it's like the mildest form of conspiracy. But it's so interesting just to see them cope their way out of responsibility. So I play Pokemon Go, right?
No.
Right. No, I don't know.
I don't know.
There's this one dude who keeps perpetuating this myth of an algorithm that reads your team that you're going into play with and then finds a team to counter that to keep your win rate at 50%. So his fans have basically a way to rid themselves of any personal responsibility. They're like, no, it's not how good you play. It's not how good your team is. It's the algorithm that's causing me to lose. So he's essentially created a cult, a Pokemon Go algorithm cult. All right? It's fucking crazy. And
they're all just trying to cope.
They are just trying to cope. Once you actually start getting good, you realize that, wait, no, it's bullshit. You can learn mechanics of the game and just get really good at it.
Ow.
And it's wild that he has created an actual fucking cult around this.
Yeah, that's how conspiracies and cults get started.
They get visceral. They get as visceral as
funny.
Religious cults do.
Wow.
They are
About
at
being
each other,
totally meddling players.
at each other's fucking throats.
God, that's
absurd.
It's
That's,
fucking crazy. And every time I watch him, he just goes further and further off the deep end. It's so interesting.
Lawrence. That actually might be Dunning-Kruger.
I mean, yeah,
For him,
I guess
he
maybe.
might
Yeah,
think he's so smart about it.
he does. And the thing is,
and he's retarded.
he's very dumb. That's for sure. But he is making connections where there are none, and he doesn't understand the law of large numbers or any statistical thing. No, none of that. No matter how many, because the thing is, if it was really 50-50 and random all the time, he's like, well, yeah, you can play your way out of this if you're really good, right? but like if it really was that way, the leaderboards would not be the same people every time. The fact that the top players are always the top players shows you that it's skill, not chance.
Yes.
Like it is fucking wild, dude. The fact that they are at each other's throats about this. It's crazy. Anyways, how about we start reading Second Baruch?
Why don't we? You can hand that off
Chapter
to me.
21, here you go. Oh, man.
Chapter 21. Prayer of Baruch, the son of Neriah. Oh, we're going to have a prayer. Oh, geez, it's a long
It is
prayer.
a long prayer.
All right. I went from there and sat in the valley of Kidron in a cave of the earth and sanctified myself there and ate no bread, but I was not hungry. I drank no water, but I was not thirsty. And I stayed there until the 7th day as he had commanded me.
And remember, Kidron Valley or Kidron River, that was where the ashes of the golden calf went.
Yes.
Yeah. That's where like all the idols went, essentially, I think.
Oh, we should go gold panning for that.
We should, yeah.
Right now.
They're totally still there.
Yes, holy gold.
Yeah.
You might find pieces of the Ark of the Covenant.
Oh, my God. My ass.
Yep. And after this, I came to the place where he had spoken with me, and it happened at sunset that my soul received many thoughts, and I began to speak in the presence of the Mighty One, and said, ready, because this is where the prayer starts.
Okay. What do you say?
Oh, hear me, you who created earth, the one who fixed the firmament by the word and fastened the height of heaven by the Spirit, the one who in the beginning of the world called that which did not yet exist, and they obeyed you.
This is a horrible prayer.
Yeah. You who gave commandments to the air with your sign and have seen the things which are to come as well as those which have passed. You who reign with great thoughts over the powers which stand before you, and you who rules with indignation the countless holy beings who are flame and fire, for whom you created from the beginning, those who stand around your throne.
Well, hey, at least now we have info on the angels, right?
Yes,
Another
they're flame and fire. It does.
I agree, Tsunami. What is that voice? But
Southern preacher.
Yeah, this is my my Baptist voice.
Oh, okay. I feel like you could, try a little harder.
Should
But,
I?
This is a father from Kids Next Door.
So yeah, we have angels standing around his throne in heaven, and
I can do father.
more.
Yeah, I know you can.
More
Like,
attestation
really well.
of them being fire.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and there's a footnote going down to Second Enoch.
Oh, really?
Shout out to
Where,
Enoch.
of course, these things are described in detail, and we covered that when we did Second Enoch. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. All right, Father from Kids Next Door. Let's do that. For you alone. No, that's not quite right. For you alone, all this exists. So that you may create all that you want. You are the one who causes the rain to fall on the earth with a specific number of raindrops. You alone know the end of times before it has arrived. Hear my prayer. For only you can sustain those who exist, those who have gone and those who will come, those who sin and those who have proved themselves to be righteous, since you're the living one, the inscrutable one. For you are the only living one, the immortal one, and the inscrutable one, and you know the number of men. And while many have sinned once, many others have proved themselves to be righteous.
What's kind of interesting to me, though, is the connection there is like, all the, the number of, or I guess you choose the number of raindrops to fall on the earth, right? But then it goes on to say that he knows basically everyone, right? He can count them all. And instead of using like the whole grain of sand motif or the stars motif, they're using the rainwater one, which is new, I think, at least in relation to this.
Yes.
Counting people.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You know where you have preserved the end of those who have sinned, or the fulfillment of those who have proved themselves to be righteous. For if only this life exists which everyone possesses here, nothing could be more bitter than this. Wow, that's why he believes in God. I ran into that in Kierkegaard.
Oh yeah, I fucking bet.
Yeah,
Sounds just
he
up
has
his alley.
this bit. I don't remember what it is. I think Fear and Trembling, right? Where he basically argues that if there were no God, then there would be all of these horrible moral consequences or something. Like life would be meaningless. Some shit
Right?
like
Yeah,
that.
something that you hear now.
And then he's like, but luckily, this is not the case, right?
Yeah, luckily, there totally is a God, and we do have strong moral foundations.
Meaning is real.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Without realizing that's actually a... It would be begging the question, right?
I don't think technically it's begging the question.
Well, I mean, if
but
it was
in the same category of fallacy.
Yeah, a circular reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For what help is strength which changes into weakness, or food in abundance which changes into famine, or beauty which changes into ugliness? For the nature of men is always changeable. For as we were once, we are no longer. And as we are now, we shall not remain in the future.
All right, big change coming up, right?
Mm-hmm. For if an end of all things has not been prepared, their beginning would have been senseless.
Wait, hold on. Could you say it like a normal person?
For if an end of all things had not been prepared, their beginning would have been senseless.
I see. Okay, so
If there wasn't a plan, then it would have been stupid
to make them in the first place.
Yeah.
If there wasn't an end plan. Okay, gotcha.
Oh man, wouldn't that be a real bummer to the people who think that? No,
Oof.
we're just playing it by ear, guys. I thought we were doing that the whole
Sucks
time.
for you, Baruch.
Well, at least he acknowledges that life is meaningless and we're all going to die.
Does he?
If there's no God.
Right.
It's kind of like Ecclesiastes.
It is, yeah.
Except that he believes in God. I'm not sure.
Well, no, they both
both
would
believe
do,
in
yeah.
God.
Sort of.
They both use them as their means to dissuade nihilism.
Yeah, essentially.
Somewhat, but the other guy is more like, I don't know,
Because
more nihilistic.
The other guy just builds a better steel man when he argues against it.
Straw man?
No.
Kohelet?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, because essentially the author there is like, hey, listen, he comes about it from a very, deterministic standpoint, right?
Mm.
Like they're like times have been prescribed for everything. Like there's not much you can do. Just kind of go for the ride. Can't be like, yeah, everything is like meaningless, but like that's why you gotta give it up to the big guy upstairs, right? So he kind of copes his way out of it. Yeah, your dad. No, he copes his way out of it. Colette.
Yeah.
I'm going to say my dad and cope my way out of it.
But let me know all that which comes from you. And regarding that which I ask you, enlighten me. How long? Ooh, that was a voice crack. That was bad. Ooh, jeez.
The thing is, I totally would have bought that as being part of the voice.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, no, it wasn't. How long will corruption remain? And until when will the time of mortals be happy? And until when will those who pass away be polluted by the great wickedness in this world? Therefore, command mercifully and confirm all that you have said that you would do, so that your power will be recognized by those who believe that your long suffering means weakness. And now show it to them, those who do not know, but who have seen that which has befallen us in our city up to now, that it is in agreement with the long suffering of your power, because you called us a beloved people on account of your name. From now, therefore, everything is in a state of dying.
Man, this voice is getting grating.
I'm loving it. I'm sorry. This is like, I don't know. He sounds like he'd say that.
So
You don't know the character, I guess. Yeah.
yeah. From which show is this?
Kids Next Door.
Codename Kids Next Door. Man, you did
No,
not
I watched that show. I don't remember that character.
Okay, you remember
Father's
the delightful
red and
children
black
from
guy who's
down
on
the lane.
fire. and
smokes
smokes a pipe.
Yeah, okay. Man, I don't remember the voice. So
Oh God, if we,
I'll show you later.
we'll show you later. You'll be like, he's pretty good. He's not perfect right now, but he's been really good.
okay.
Nah,
okay.
I didn't have, and this is my morning coffee. I didn't have pre-coffee.
Wow.
Your pre-coffee to your coffee.
Jesus, you need to wake up faster.
So it seems like
You know what? Can you grab me
Oh, I guess.
wow.
more of that?
Okay, so in this section, as much as I could have made out from the voice, I was really trying hard to look past it.
Okay, so what he's saying is that he's basically begging for the end times to come.
Essentially, yeah.
He's saying, like, please make it the case.
Oh, right, because they've been suffering this whole time, essentially.
And after this city has fallen, right, it's time.
Yeah.
He's saying, from now, therefore, everything is in a state of dying, right? Everything's downhill, so do something about it. Therefore,
Yep. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yep, I agree. Reprove the angel of death, and let your glory appear, and let the greatness of your beauty be known, and let the realm of death be sealed. Thank you. So that it may not receive the dead from this time, and let the treasuries of the souls restore those who are enclosed in them.
See, that is entirely in line with what we learned from the Shepherd of Hermas.
Yes.
Yeah, because like once the end times get here, that's when the doors are closed.
Yes.
That's when all entry into this. I mean, their interpretation is still an afterlife, right?
It's the treasury of the souls.
Yeah, treasury
and
of the
they say
souls.
to reference pseudophilo.
Okay, so yeah, they're using treasury of the souls, but the one in Hermas was a church, right?
Right.
So
well, it was a tower.
Well, sure. But the idea remains exactly the same. At that point in time, no more. You can't access it anymore.
Right.
You're
Once the
either in or
tower is
out.
complete, you can't enter it.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So now he's saying, like, please, end times, come on, end times, end of the world.
Please don't let
let's
any
go.
of these assholes into heaven.
Yeah. It's like, it's kind of like ancient doom scrolling, right?
yeah. You're right.
Like, come on, end of the world.
Yeah. Please.
Let's
Please have this
go.
all go away.
Um,
I've heard that term a lot recently, by the way.
doom scrolling.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
very like in the past week, I've heard it like 8 times.
Synchronicity.
Yeah, I guess. But it's not like I've heard the term before, right? I've heard it like a couple of years ago even.
Yeah.
But
Now it's becoming common vernacular.
yeah, maybe that's because the world is coming to shit, or is that because I guess it's always going to shit, right?
I would assume that the higher preponderance of war across the planet and the fact that we may or may not be getting involved in military exchange. I mean, the
We're
United
always
States
in-
has already shot down several missiles in the Middle East.
Yeah, sounds
over
like
past
the
couple
US.
of days. So, I would imagine some people obsessively scroll through the news, kind of like I do.
Right, yeah.
I just go through the news and try to see what's happening.
Man, I oh boy. I really just try to scroll past that stuff.
I've been listening
point.
to AI covers of 99 Red Balloons while
Wow.
scrolling through the news.
To AI covers.
Yeah,
What is wrong with you?
they're bad. Oh, they're bad.
What? Why?
It's an artistic statement.
Oh, shut the fuck up. It's not a fucking artistic statement.
I like it.
Yeah.
Ruben, you and
Okay.
I are
Okay.
doing similarly weird things at points in our existence.
You have
that-
to embrace the absurd.
I feel as though him and I have a pretty absurd existence. I understand. I'm in sync with that.
Yeah, I agree. You might be a psychopath.
What?
Nah.
He's
Keep
just
AI
weird,
away.
guys. He's just weird. We're weird.
AI covers.
I love AI. It's great.
Yeah.
Hey, some really funny stuff has been given to us from AI. Like I fucking love the like where they have like Obama and Trump and Biden all playing like video games and like like griefing on each other.
The voice generator
it's
stuff.
great. That is so funny.
They all hate AI.
Like that shit is so funny to me. But I could not imagine listening to an AI cover of what do you say, 99 Red Balloons?
Yeah, in German.
That
course.
sounds bad, and you said it was bad.
Balloons.
You said it was bad too.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah. So why?
It's not an enjoyable thing to do.
Sometimes we like contrasts, so bad things are good. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're not
So
psychotic.
bad
It's just
things are
weird.
good.
Yeah, that's
Chris.
that's not exactly how serial killers work.
It's yeah. I mean, hopefully you're not. I don't think you're killing animals or anything, right?
No, he raises animals. He loves them.
Yeah. So we're like at least one step away from serial killing.
You know what's a good horror movie? So let's write a slasher film. Like atheist Sunday school themed slasher film.
Oh, we already have that.
We do?
Yeah, it's called what was that chapter? The Concubine. Do you remember that? It was in Joshua or Judges.
I don't recall.
I could swear it was like at the end of one of these books. It was the result for the war. Yes. Okay. So Israel's war against the tribe of Benjamin. Remember, this was the cause of it.
Right. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's
Levi
kind of-
and his concubine.
That's just brutal. That's not a like I'm talking
It could
about.
easily be turned into a slasher film.
We could. Would it?
What do we
I don't
like?
know if it's possible to
What?
do so.
I had an idea
tastefully.
for
True,
not a
true.
slasher, but sort of a horror slash, I guess, comedy mystery. I don't know. I had an idea for that. Ruben and I had talked about it. Remember, you can see the spirits. I can't, right? But I can eat them.
What? Oh, yeah. Good joke. Right. So imagine this, Lawrence.
Okay.
Ghostbusters, but they don't have tools to get rid of the ghosts. One of them has the ability to eat ghosts. One of them has the ability to see ghosts. One of them has the ability to speak to ghosts. One of them has the ability to hear ghosts. The one that can speak to them cannot hear them. The one that can hear them cannot speak to them. The one that can see them cannot. None of them can eat them except for the one that eats them. Right? So they have to use real teamwork to work together.
You know,
It's over where?
I like that idea for like a skit. That does sound fun.
Yeah, I think we could only get a skit out of it. I couldn't imagine a full show unless we added like a lore behind it, like why each of them have their powers and, them as a kid and going through their
No,
experiences.
we can't do that.
Even
That's
then.
too much.
I already did it in my head, so it's not even interesting to me. You know how that is.
It's not worth it. It destroys the entire
Destroys the
thing.
illusion.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a good joke before that.
You should use your illusion. And
Either
use
way.
your illusion too. Guns N' Roses. Anyways. For as many years as have passed as those which have passed since the days of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and all those who were like them, who sleep in the earth, those on whose account you have said you have created the world, and now show your glory soon, and do not postpone that which is promised you by you. And it happened that when I had ended the words of this prayer, I became very weak.
Okay, yeah, I fucking bet.
And that's the end of chapter 21.
Thank you. He's been fucking bitching this whole time.
Yeah,
Great prayer.
he's kind of just
He's
like,
exhausted.
oh, woe is me. Please end of the world.
Please end the world now.
Sky Daddy, make the sky fall,
Right.
please.
Yeah, there you go.
That's kind of a lot of Christians are like that now.
The thing is,
Not
there's
all of
always,
them.
There's always like this weird hope that they're living in the end
They
times.
literally refer to it as the hope.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
So like because they want to enter the kingdom of heaven, right, and stuff like that. Best not wait on that. So there's always like this underlying hope for that.
The thing is, they believe they're going to get there anyway, regardless of if it happens in their lifetime or not. So what they're hoping for is everyone who's not Christian, who they know, to die.
It's not nice.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, well, it's a shame, but it's the good thing because it aligns with the will of God. And that,
Yeah, the principle of these doomsday Christian cults is literally that they want to basically dance on the corpses of everyone else.
Well, see, I don't know about that.
And not so morbid, but
right.
they want to party and have eternal bliss.
Right, yeah.
While everyone else dies and suffers forever. That's what they want.
Sure, yeah.
That's what they actively hope for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, of course, them in their heavenly state, they're like, oh, well, it's not like we'll be, thinking about that all the time.
Oh, of course.
Right, of course. But also,
yeah, I've literally heard this that like, oh, well, God will take away our suffering when it comes to like having empathy for others.
Right, yeah, that's true, yeah.
Like
take away that suffering.
You
won't be sad because we'll get rid of your empathy.
Yeah. In heaven, we strip you of everything that makes you decent, and then you have you party with a tyrannical dictator.
Right, yeah. Right. But hey, at that point, I guess you wouldn't mind, right?
No, I guess not, because you have no free will or individuality anymore.
At that point, yeah. So chapter 22.
Hey, were you using that free will anyways, guys?
No, I wasn't actually.
I mean, I'll have it if you're not going to have it.
You can't use it.
That's fine. I'm hungry.
Okay.
And you can't eat it.
And afterward, it happened that,
Behold! This is chapter 21, right? 22.
22, yes.
I got it.
The heaven was opened, and I saw, and strength was given to me, and a voice was heard from on high, which said to me, Baruch, Baruch, why are you disturbed? Disturbed.
It's a good disturb.
Wow.
Baruch,
okay.
Baruch kind of sounded like that. Okay,
yeah,
fine.
I get it. Okay, let me just point something out. This is bad, sloppy writing. Literally, last chapter ends. And then I became weak. Next chapter starts, and then I was strengthened.
Right, yeah.
So you've completely, like, you set that up just to resolve it in the next sentence. Like, that's bad storytelling.
Right, yeah. Who starts on a journey and does not complete it? A lot of people.
Yeah.
Or who will be...
Well, thanks for watching, guys. We're done making content forever now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we got close enough to the end of the Bible.
And this.
Wow.
Right? We can just quit.
We could. Let's not.
They asked who did it.
Just to prove Baruch wrong, we'll just stop.
Yeah, let's stop.
He's like, who would do this? It's like, just one chapter of Revelation left.
I don't want to do it, guys.
Fuck it.
Okay, I'm fucking with you. Please, let's finish this long toiling endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
Or who will be comforted making a sea voyage unless he can reach a harbor? Or he who promises to give a present to somebody, is it not a theft unless it is fulfilled? No. Like, I've gotten gifts for people. I know what they're trying to say, right? Like, but I've gotten gifts for people that I just haven't seen in a while. So I just like have that gift. I didn't steal it. It's just, I just haven't given it to them yet.
But it's principally about...
The principle is like, if you get it for someone, it's theirs.
Yeah.
That's the thing, yeah. So, yeah, so I get what they're trying to say.
Give me all that stuff I gave you back.
Right. Or he who sows the earth, does he not lose everything unless he reaps its harvest in its own time? That's fair, I guess. Or he who plants a vineyard, does the planter expect to receive fruit from it unless it grows until its appointed time?
Right. So the point is that they want things to work their natural course.
Right, yeah.
Then reap the benefits.
Once things are completed, you will reap the benefits.
Yeah.
Or you fulfill things out to completion. Or a woman who has conceived, does she not surely kill the child when she bears ultimately? Wait, what?
What?
Wait. Hold up. Let me reread that. Okay. Hold on. Did I read that wrong? Or a woman who has conceived, does she not surely kill the child when she bears untimely? Sorry, when she bears untimely.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. That was different.
So, yeah, the child dies in miscarriage.
Right, yeah. Okay. That was, oh boy. I read that very wrong. The one last word there.
Yeah, you walk back to this, it's totally different. We're talking about miscarriages. And,
Right, yeah.
Okay.
But it's interesting that they're saying that she killed the child if there's a miscarriage.
Now,
remember,
presumably she bears responsibility. somehow?
there was a law in Leviticus, I think,
Yeah.
that was like if there are two guys fighting
Mhm.
and a woman is like caught in the middle,
Mhm.
and like if like some guy like bumps into her, I guess, and that causes a miscarriage, that I forget who gets fined for that. So I forget. I mean, you probably like Google it to figure out where it is
Yeah.
exactly, but I forgot who gets fined for that. But it would be interesting because if one of the guys got fined for that, then this would be in contradiction to the biblical teaching, right? The dude that caused the miscarriage gets fined. Okay, at least according to Sumami. I don't remember, but yeah, I do remember this section. So in that case, it actually would contradict.
When people who are fighting, this is Exodus
Oh, it's
21,
Exodus,
21, 22 through 25. When people who are fighting injure a pregnant woman so that there is a miscarriage and yet no further harm follows, the one responsible shall be fined what the woman's husband demands, paying as much as the judges determine. If any harm follows, you shall give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, stripe for stripe.
Okay.
So,
Interesting
yes.
though that the guy pays the fine in that one.
yeah, the guy pays the fine in that one. I think this is not about an instance where an injury from someone else causes the miscarriage.
Right, yeah.
But
If
a
it just-
spontaneous miscarriage,
Right. then
which
it's her
many
fault, yeah.
pregnancies end in.
Right. Yeah. But either way, yeah. Or he who builds a house, can it be called a house unless it is provided with a roof and is finished?
Sure.
That yeah. At some point, it becomes like how many
Half a
grains
wall.
of sand
That's
to
my
make a
house.
heap, right? Like
Mm.
at some point, it becomes that.
Like it needs a roof.
Does
Right.
it?
Tell this to me first. And now into chapter 23.
The Number 23 is a movie starring Jim Carrey. Have you ever seen it?
Nope. Seen ads.
No, I haven't seen it.
So he's obsessed with the number 23. That's the premise of the movie.
That's it. He sees it everywhere. It drives him insane or something.
Was that all you?
Mhm.
The whole, okay, fine. Great
That's-
commentary.
It's the whole movie.
Hey, sometimes commentary is not useful.
That-
like
that is
that
true.
one thing that we don't reference anymore. That book.
I don't know what book you're talking about. And I answered and said, "No, Lord, my Lord." Oh, okay. All right, this is God saying this. This is God saying all this, asking a bunch of rhetorical questions. And he answered and said to me, "Why then are you disturbed about that which you do not know? And why are you restless about that which you do not possess any knowledge? For as you have not forgotten men who exist and who have passed away, I remember those who will come. For when Adam sinned and death was decreed against those who were to be born, the multitude of those who would be born was numbered." Ah, I see. Right, okay. So we're just waiting for that multitude.
Yeah, we're waiting to hit the critical mass. And then we'll be caught in the Malthusian trap.
And for that number, a place was prepared where the living ones might live and where the dead might be preserved. So he's got it all set up already. It's all in it's all in God's plan,
Yes.
right? Like once death was brought in, he was like, "All right, this is how many people are going to die. This is how many people are going to live. This is how many people get to heaven, stuff like that.
Yes, he has a finite determination for all of these things.
Right. No creature will live again unless the number that has been appointed is completed. For my spirit creates the living, and the realm of death receives the dead. And further, it is given to you to hear that which will come after these times.
Now, consider this. It says, my spirit creates the living, and the
Right.
realm of death takes the dead.
Yeah.
When in the creation narrative does God create Sheol?
He doesn't.
He doesn't. Where does Sheol come from?
It just exists.
It just exists.
Yeah.
And perhaps predates the creation of the world. There's no definitive answer.
Right. It would predate the formation, right? Because like it already existed, right? Because it was the earth was there. It was just formless and void.
And
yeah.
void.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it was still there. The material stuff for it was still there. It just had to be formed.
But God didn't form Sheol.
Right.
It was there already.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. So it's interesting that they point this out.
Well, I mean, they're not really thinking of this in terms of like, because in the way of that modern creationists really think of stuff, right?
I mean,
it's
if I'm
more about like
thinking about apocalypses, Hebrew Apocrypha and Pseudepigrapha, when I think about death, I'm thinking about Mot.
yeah, that works.
And so is there a comparative theological significance to this statement that he's making here? How does it impact the theology? Is it coming from a perspective that would recognize the legitimacy of other forces, right?
Well, here's the thing, right? So when there's just saying that there's death receiving the realm of death receives the dead, right?
Mm-hmm. He's setting it up as a direct comparison, like.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is that right here in this section, because remember, this was probably written around the same time as Revelation, right? For maybe a little bit later. There in this book so far, I haven't seen any exploration of hell.
No.
So if this is our, realm of the dead look so far, it is just Sheol.
Mm. And
it hasn't even developed into anything close to hell for this guy.
Right.
So that is interesting on its own, I think. But the thing is, in the ancient Near East, that is what they would have just believed there was a realm of the dead. Like you die, that's just where you are now. No like punishing kind of stuff.
We should do a video about things which biblically were not created by God.
Okay, that sounds fun.
I imagine there's more than just Sheol in the abyss.
Right. Yeah.
There's got to be more than that.
Yeah. Because it's some things you might be able to stretch, right? Like God created like the good and the dark, right? Mm-hmm. So there could be like, oh, look at that. That's like almost everything. Because I can interpret it that way. So either way. For truly my salvation, which comes, has drawn near and is not as far away as before. And now we're on to chapter 24. For behold, the days are coming, and the books will be opened, in which are written the sins of all those who have sinned.
Yes.
And moreover, also the treasuries in which are brought together the righteousness of all those who have proven themselves to be righteous. And it will happen at that time that you shall see, and many with you, the long suffering of the Most High, which lasts from generation to generation, who has been long suffering toward all who are born, both those who sinned and those who proved themselves to be righteous. And I answered and said, but behold,
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 O Lord, a man does not know the number of things which pass away, nor those which come. For behold,
Behold.
I also know what has befallen me, but that which, I also know that, I can't fucking read today. I also know what has befallen me, but that which will happen with our enemies, I do not know, or when you will command your works. So this is kind of the same purpose as before, right? Like God's like, hey, why are you worried about things that you know will be completed, but you don't know when they'll be completed?
Yeah.
And then he gets into, well, hey, you know, the suffering of the Most High will end, and that's when it all will end. And references, of course, to the books that have all the written sins, right? Like that's to parallel the Book of Life, right?
Yeah.
That's my guess. So, and I believe, what were those two angels? Remember those two angels at the throne of God? They were scribes.
Is this third Enoch?
I think it was third Enoch.
Maybe.
Like at the very like the end of that list almost. Like there was one that was recording the Book of Life. What was the other one writing? But yeah, I remember that that in there. I'm gonna see if there's a connection here. There looks to be a connection with Fourth Ezra. Also, hold on, this book the people have sinned. Sorry, it's Second Enoch. Second Enoch 49:2. That does seem to be a connection there. But I also do recall the one in third Enoch. I just don't remember what that other angel was writing. Yeah, 49:2.
Second Enoch 49:2.
Yeah.
And what is this referencing?
The book. Yeah, the books will be opened in which are written the sins of all those who have sinned. Oh, sorry, never mind. That's my bad. I gave you the wrong thing. It's actually apparently one in First Enoch 90:20.
First Enoch 90:20. And I saw till a throne was erected in the pleasant land, and the Lord of the sheep himself thereon. And the other took the sealed books and opened those books before the Lord of the sheep. And that's all it says.
Wow, that's it.
Yeah, the books. But I remember.
Yeah, the one in third Enoch.
Something in third Enoch. And
The one where he's like sorry, not where where we see those two angels, right? Those two angel scribes.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna take some looking. So I'm just gonna continue on. Hopefully you can find those. But I do remember that one in third Enoch. So on to 25. And he answered and said to me, you also will be preserved until that time. Namely, until that sign which the Most High will bring about before the inhabitants of the earth at the end of days. This, then, will be the sign. When horror seizes the inhabitants of earth, and they fall into many tribulations, and further they fall into great torments. And it will happen that they will say in their thoughts because of their great tribulations, the Mighty One does not anymore remember the earth. It will happen when they lose hope that the time will awake. That is hilarious. They are on some copium.
Yes, they're literally on some copium. It's
Once everyone has come to the realization that God doesn't care, that's when it'll happen. But I guess that would parallel the wicked, right? The wicked in Psalms, because they were all like, God's not watching us, right? Like that was like part of the shtick. Yeah. He's not watching, he doesn't care what we do, he's not paying attention. So I feel like it might be kind of like a callback to that in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it seems like that's the sign of the end times, when the world is getting progressively more secular and and anti-theistic.
Oh.
Or in this case, it wouldn't be anti-theism. It would just be like an actual hatred would it be a hatred of God, or would it be like, or would it be a version of theism where
I don't
you
know.
believe in a
Bad
God?
stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
it'd be deism.
Deism.
Mhm.
Yeah, it'd be deism. So, man, I haven't talked about deism in forever. Forgot that was even a thing. But yeah, it would essentially be if the world gets more and more deistic, that's where we're heading to the end times.
Mhm.
And for
I
these,
think that the reference might be to a heavenly Torah and an earthly Torah in Third Enoch, but I cannot.
maybe
find-
we'd have to look back at it again.
Yeah, I've been looking through this here and I can't find.
Yeah, there's a section in here that might be easier to follow, but we'd have to do that on our own.
Right.
Yeah. But either way, I'm going to hand the rest of this off to you. So now we're going into chapter 26. Don't worry, it's very short. And yeah, the apocalypse of the 12 calamities and the coming of the Messiah. That's the section. Top of the left page there.
I see. And I answered and said, that tribulation which will be, will it last a long time? And that distress, will it embrace many years?
I mean, didn't he say that he's been long suffering? So it's been a long time already.
Mm.
Getting from there to here.
But I guess that the other stuff hasn't been end times bad. So okay, fine, whatever.
Yep.
That time is finally near.
Because they've got faith
There
with the
you
heart.
go. There you go.
Chapter 27.
Yeah, that was it.
jeez.
That was all of 26.
Yep. Nothing to say about chapter 26.
We said it.
Yep.
Star Trek reference. There you go.
And he answered and said to me, that time will be divided into 12 parts, and each part has been preserved for that for which it was appointed. In the first part, the beginning of the commotions. In the second part, the slaughtering of the great. In the third part, the fall of the many into death. In the fourth part, the drawing of the sword. In the fifth, famine and the withholding of rain.
Okay.
In the sixth part, earthquakes and terrors. In the eighth part,
This is interesting because we can parallel this with a few things, right?
the seventh part is absent. They
Really?
skipped 7 because 7's too perfect to be in this.
Wow.
But they're still counting to 12.
They said 12 and they skipped 7.
And they went to 8. Is
Yeah.
there any note on that?
Yeah, it just says the 7th part is absent.
Interesting.
I assume it's because 7 is associated with the perfection.
It might
concept.
be. Alternatively, it could have been so ridiculous it was removed, but I don't know.
Maybe, or it was a scribal error.
Maybe it was a scribal error, yeah.
In the 8th part, a
Interesting.
multitude of ghosts and the appearances of demons.
Okay.
In the 9th part, the fall of fire.
Okay.
That's all we have of that.
A lot of...
In the 10th part,
Hmm.
rape and much violence.
Of course.
In the 11th part, injustice and unchastity.
Oh!
In the 12th part, disorder and a mixture of all that has been before. These
Some of everything,
Mhm.
including 7, guys. Which
So first you'd have to find a period of time in which there's like only an earthquake, right? In one of them where there's only an earthquake where none of that other stuff is going on.
Mhm.
And then a period of time, and also a period of time where there was
Drought and famine.
Yeah, drought and famine, but none of it, no other thing is going on,
Mm. Then a time where there's ghosts and demons.
and no other thing going on.
And then the fall of fire.
Right. That's probably referencing like Sodom and Gomorrah stuff, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, because a lot of these traditions are like, some of the, I forget, what's the apocalypse called is it just the Mark in Apocalypse, right? Wasn't there like a brief apocalypse text in Mark where Jesus is all like, here's what you can expect at the end times? I'm pretty sure it was in Mark. But
I don't recall it as like a separate.
it wasn't like delineated
It
by
was
itself.
very short.
It was. But there was that portion. There was, of course, all the apocalyptic stuff in Revelation that we talked about. It's reusage of the Exodus narrative and the plagues. So this seems to have a whole bunch of stuff in it.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
These parts of that time will be preserved and will be mixed one with another, and they will minister to each other. For some of these parts will withhold a part of themselves and take from others, and will accomplish that which belongs to them and to others. Hence, those who live on earth in those days will not understand that it is the end of times. So
okay.
He
So
says, here's all these signs, and this is what's going to happen. But the people there aren't going to be able to understand it because everything's going to be all mixed up.
right. Yeah.
Chapter 28. But everyone who will understand will be wise at that time.
Of course. Oh my God. I love this shit so much. It's so toxic.
Yeah.
Like in like the funniest way. Like only the true people will understand this.
Yes.
The hidden meaning type stuff. So they just bullshit themselves into thinking that they have the right answer.
Now hold on.
Okay.
Only 1 in 99 people could see this illusion.
Right,
You
yeah,
got
yeah.
a billion IQ if you got it. Click now.
For the measure and the calculation of that time will be 2 parts.
Oh,
Weeks of 7 weeks.
okay. Does it say how many weeks of 7 weeks, or just
The
you do it in weeks?
indication is not clear.
No, you do it in weeks of 7 weeks. Okay. So in periods of 49. Wait, hold on. Yeah, weeks of 7.
So
you
it would
count
be
it
2
in,
jubilees.
Well, yeah, because Jubilee is 49, right? Or was it 50?
I think it's 49.
Was it 49? Yeah, I think it was
7
probably
times
49.
7.
It would make sense if it was 49. Don't have a pen. God, I was gonna write this down because I was like, this is really cool. Like, we can. Okay, whatever. I'll have to write it down afterwards. I'm gonna have to remember this.
The footnote says the indication is not clear.
Okay, well,
But
I feel like it is.
If we attach it to jubilees, then we could see this being a reference to 2 jubilees
It would be
passing from the beginning of the first part of the 12 parts to the end of the 12th part.
No. So the first part would be like because if it's counted in weeks of 7 days, so it's just counted in weeks. So,
Weeks of 7 weeks.
Oh, weeks of 7 weeks. Okay, then yes. Then it would be it would be counted in jubilees.
Mhm.
Yes.
But isn't jubilees based on years?
yes.
Is a jubilee year?
Yes, but I think that's a combination of. Oh my God, I forgot because when we were going over jubilees, we talked about all this, but it did kind of.
No, I think this is a separate time thing. It's related to the jubilees.
Was it jubilee 52 years or 51?
That was 49.
It makes sense if it was 49.
I thought
But
it was 49.
maybe I'm confusing with something else.
Okay. And I answered and said, "It is good that man should come so far and see, but it is better that he should not come so far, lest he fall. But I shall also say this. Will he who is incorruptible despise those who are corruptible? And will he despise what happens with those who are corruptible, so that he might only look to those who are not corruptible? But when, O Lord, these things will surely come of which you spoke to me before, let me also know this. If I have found grace in your eyes, is it in one place or in one part of the earth that these things will come? Or will they be noticed by the whole earth?" Good question.
Yeah, good question.
Chapter 29. And he answered and said to me, "That which will happen at that time bears upon the whole earth. Therefore, all who live will notice it. For at that time I shall only protect those who've found in this land at that time. And it will happen that when all that which should come to pass in these parts has been accomplished, the Anointed One will begin to be revealed." In Psalms of Solomon, the Anointed One, is mentioned in 18:6. See also First Enoch about the appearance of the Anointed. Okay. Yeah, we've gone over that in Enoch. And Behemoth will reveal itself from its place, and Leviathan will come from the sea. The two monsters which I created on the 5th day of creation, and which I shall have kept until that time. Lawrence, pull up Genesis 1.
Okay, that was I wasn't expecting that one. Also, dude, we have so many like cool notes written.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Anyways, it's a Genesis 1. All right, which part in Genesis 1?
Because go to the 5th day of creation.
All right, because creating some monsters. We also probably have to check Genesis 2 then, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Genesis 1, 5th day. Let's see, and there was evening, and there was morning, the 4th day. And so this is the 5th day. And God said, let the waters swarm with swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the heavens. So God created the great sea creatures and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarm, according to their kinds, yada, yada, yada. Every winged bird, God saw it was good. Bless them, be fruitful, multiply, and fill the waters and the sky and all that, and the earth. And there was evening, and there was morning, the 5th day. So that was...
So on the 5th day, he creates the land, sky, and sea animals.
No, he just...
He includes the earth at the end. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense for Behemoth to be included with Leviathan in this, because Leviathan is a sea creature and Behemoth is a land animal.
Right, yeah. Dragon.
Yeah, be fruitful. Okay, so yeah, I guess he's making both the creatures of the land and the water. Mm-hmm. So, but let's check. I'm just curious to see what Genesis 2 says about this.
Yeah, on the 5th day.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Where is it?
It's after the 4th day and before the 6th.
Oh, okay. Thanks. I would never have guessed that. This one's harder to navigate, actually. Did this not tell you days? I think this one just told you the order and not days.
Jeez, Lawrence.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That sucks.
Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, no, it just tells you the order and not...
Okay, well, what's the 5th one?
Okay, well, let's find out. So it seems like... Let's see. Well, he creates man here and then goes on to give the 7th day, a day of rest. And then... Okay, so yeah, it looks like... So the first one, obviously heavens and the earth. These are the generations of the heavens and the earth when they were created in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. Okay, so there was no bush or field was yet in the land, and no small plant on the field had yet sprung up, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain on the land, and there was no man to work the ground. And a mist was going up from the land and was watering the whole face of the ground. Then the Lord God formed the man. Okay, so this seems like, let's see, Garden of Eden, Tree of Life, Tree of knowledge of good and evil.
So it's not going back to it.
No, it's yeah, it doesn't really seem like there is
any reference to the creatures, animals.
It says that oh, right, because they're so out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field. This was at the end here when he was trying to find someone for Adam to mate with.
Okay, so in Genesis 2, it wouldn't make sense for Leviathan and Behemoth to be created on the 5th day.
Well, the thing is, it's not, because like the man was created before them.
Also, in Genesis 2, that implies that Leviathan and Behemoth were created as possible
Mates.
mates
Yes.
for Adam.
It does.
So how do you feel about this 62-ton creature?
Well,
Hot,
you
right,
know, I could see us together, but I'm not really looking for a big
Just
commitment.
imagine like this is a sitcom and you get the side cam with the Behemoth is like, I can't believe Adam rejected me.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Mm.
exactly how I would see it going too.
Yep. Okay, so let's continue past this sexy Behemoth. And they will be nourishment for all who are left. That was already established. The earth will also yield fruits 10,000-fold. That the rot would be impossible to deal with. And on one vine will be 1,000 branches. The trees will die. And one branch will produce 1,000 clusters.
The trees are dead.
The trees are so dead. And one cluster will produce 1,000 grapes, and one grape will produce a core of wine.
Okay, so
So they're huge.
these
See
grapes
this measure in Josephus, Antiquities of the Jews, 1514.
will be the least nutritious
Antiquities,
possible food because they will
1514.
have
Here,
absorbed
take this.
all the water and nutrients and distributed into massive grapes. Trillions of massive grapes for no reason. That have no nutritional value. They're just water.
You said 1514?
Did I say 15? Yeah, 1514.
Okay. Let's see. Where is it? Should be around here somewhere. Should be really, really nearby, guys. Okay. 1514.
Ooh.
No. Maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way. This is Antiquities of the Jews. 15, but it only goes to what the hell? So wait, hold on. 15. Yeah. No, it doesn't go up to 1514.
Oh, maybe it's a typo. Try 1514.
Okay. Let's hope that works.
Yeah, because there is a period after 14. So maybe they...
Interesting. Yeah, maybe it's a typo. Yeah. Let's see. 1514. Let's hope it's that. Okay, so 1514. Oh, this doesn't seem like it at all.
Oh, no.
This is concerning Polio and Sameas. Herod slays the principal of Antagonist's friends and spoils the cities of its wealth. But this Polio, at this time when Herod was once upon his trial of life and death, foretold in a way of reproach to Hyrcanus and the other judges how this Herod, whom they suffered now to escape, would afterward inflict punishment on them all. No. Yeah, no. But either way, 1514 was not it. It was. I had the book right and everything. So, or maybe it's literally 15 in the 14th section. So maybe it's like this.
Mhm.
Maybe it's this one. Because this is equivalent here. Let's see. But when Hyrcanus was brought in Parthia, the king Phraates treated him after a very gentle manner, as having already learned of what an illustrious family he was. I'm looking for this.
Okay, I found it. I found, not from Josephus, but a core is a liquid and dry measure, the same as the Homer, of about 90 gallons capacity.
Okay, it's on the Homer scale.
So the idea is that one of these grapes will produce 90 gallons of wine. It's a lot of wine.
Okay, it's also not in here. They must have misquoted something because it's not in here.
They must have,
no.
because I don't see. And that's a letdown.
Yeah, right.
We should tell Charlesworth.
Yeah, we should tell Klein as well.
Yeah.
Real big fuck up.
Yep. And those who are hungry will enjoy themselves, and they will moreover see marvels every day. For winds will go out in front of me every morning to bring a fragrance of aromatic fruits and clouds at the end of the day to distill the dew of health. The dew of health. Okay, yeah, no, we've gone over that. And it will happen at that time that the treasury of manna will come down again from on high.
Okay.
And they will eat of it in those years because they are they who will have arrived at the consummation of time.
Yeah, and at that point, they're probably going to be angels too, right? Because people get transformed at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least some of them do.
I don't know why you didn't have us finish at 30. It's the end of the section.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Would it be the end of the section? Show me.
Yeah, there's 30. You have us ending it here at 29, and then 30 is the last one in this section.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
We can finish off with 30.
Okay, let me go over 30 then. Change the title. Go to edit
Fair enough.
and switch it to 30.
That's 3 followed by a 0.
Yes.
Incredible.
Save. Now.
Then I go to edit again, and I delete
And
everything.
you delete everything. Oh my God, I'd be like, oh, please don't.
And it will happen after those things when the time of the appearance of the Anointed One has been fulfilled, and he returns with glory. The Anointed One here is thought to be pre-existent.
Oh, sure, yeah.
That then all who sleep in hope of him will rise, and it will happen at that time that those treasuries will be opened in which the number of the souls of the righteous were kept. And they will go out, and the multitudes of the souls will appear together in one assemblage of one mind. And the first ones will enjoy themselves, and the last ones will not be sad. For they know that the time has come of which it is said that it is the end of times. But the souls of the wicked will the more waste away when they see all these things, for they know that their torment has come and that their perditions have arrived.
Okay. So, it seems like this final section,
It's just like, oh, the righteous people will be happy and the wicked.
but yeah, this is literally describing like a heaven on earth situation because all the souls are coming over here, and all the storehouses of manna.
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally going to be heaven, and these people are basically angels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get those angles out of here.
And that is the end of the reading for today. Hey, if you enjoyed the stream today, do all the things. Buy this thing that
Buy
Chris
this
is about
shirt
to
right here.
put
Buy that
on there.
shirt.
It's not up yet.
Why
Lawrence.
haven't you?
Okay,
Okay, well
now
it's up. Okay, now
Okay,
buy
buy
that shirt.
that
Do you
shirt.
see that shirt right over there? Right on that side
Yeah.
of Ruben's head and face.
Over
Do you
there.
see that?
Do you see it?
Click on it.
We implore you.
Not you.
We demand that you click on it. It's a holy thing. We have a Q&A. Okay.
Apparently, she's probably just gonna grief us or something. But either way, let's see. What else? What else we got? What was the?
And then end the Q&A.
Then you end the Q&A.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow.
Anyways, why would you do that?
I don't know why I did that. Anyways, that's the show for today. Make sure to join the Discord, by the way, if you're not in there.
And be sure to follow the social media accounts. And be sure to give us money.
On Patreon, yeah.
And PayPal, right? You
I mean, yeah, I guess it could. You don't get much out of it. You could get something with the Patreon.
We don't have a P.O. box, but I mean,
we have a wish list.
If you come to Wisconsin, happen to run into us, we'll gladly
it's in Milwaukee.
accept
I
your
promise
gifts.
we're in Milwaukee.
We'll gladly accept your gifts. Yes, we've actually been in Chicago this whole time. Ooh.
Yeah, no.
Right. Okay.
You see, we're actually the Racine atheists. We just use Milwaukee
God,
to throw people off.
Wow. We trash. All right, but anyways, thanks for joining us, everyone, and we will
See you on Sunday.